I think ito yung main pain point talaga ng mga taong gusto mag-content eh. Do you agree? Yes. Consistency.
Welcome to the Feel Good Grind, where I share my stories, wins, and insights in my business playground. Because business should feel good, not just look good.
Times and places are all in who you share them with. And it's life, and the point is enjoying who you share it with. Joy is who you share it with. Times and places are all in who you share them with. And it's life, and the point is enjoying who you share it with. Joy is who you share it with.
Okay, so today is Wednesday, and I wasn't able to do a lot of vlog filming in the past 2 days, Monday, Tuesday. I got a bit tied up, or no, got a bit tranced with some projects, coaching. But just an update, the past week or two, I was able to share with you a scaling campaign with Meta, my own Meta campaigns, and I just want to do an update with that. So pretty much the campaign attempt, or the scaling a campaign attempt, wasn't really successful, to be honest. It's just a plateau, same result. Didn't go down, it didn't go up. So I figured to change again the campaigns, right? My principle always is, if things don't work as expected, then you have to change things, right? And I don't know if I've shared with you the Andromeda algorithm update of Meta that was introduced last April. The idea really was to have a single campaign, one ad set, and put all your ad creatives there. The top of funnel creatives, the middle of funnel, and the bottom of funnel creatives. And that's the idea. The algorithm, the Andromeda algorithm, can figure out what type of creative is that, and can target people according to its level, or according to its position in the funnel. So if I'm a cold audience, then you figure out one of the creatives is designed for the cold audience, and then inject some of your creatives about, say, FAQs or testimonials. Andromeda can figure out that it's for this cold audience, so that it becomes a warm audience, or warm audience becomes a bottom of funnel or hot audience. So that's what I did and launched yesterday. Launched today, and see what's gonna happen. So what I did was, I put 25 creatives, 4 or 5 of them are new ones, and I have no testing creatives anymore. I just incorporated the testing creatives there, because if it's not gonna work, then Facebook will not allocate budget if it's not working there. So you see it, you'll see the results after a week, and we'll see. So I can't wait to share with you that. Now in Google Ads, I also launched Google Ads, though I have problems in the Google Merchant account. because it gets disapproved. Although what I'm selling is my physical book, so I don't know why it is saying that it's a service product. So I just need to escalate it to support, hopefully, to fix the Google Merchant account. But though my Performance Max is somehow performing, initially it's getting page views but without add to carts. So now it's getting add to carts, so it's getting warmer in the past 2 weeks, I believe. So hopefully in another 2 weeks we get result. I think 2 purchases in the past 2 weeks, but again it takes time before we can really produce results. So it's still on a warm-up stage. I will inject more creatives probably in a week or 2 because my physical book is already. I'm excited to get it. The hardbound copy and the paperback copy is already in the publisher. I'm gonna pick it up. I'll have someone to pick it up today. Hopefully start selling it. Tomorrow I have an event with Insta360 in the playground to talk about branding. And I can't wait to share with you the results in Meta and hopefully Google Ads as well. And because one of the challenges during the Q4, it's a holiday season, is that ads dip because of a lot of advertisers are launching campaigns for the holiday season. Hence, I would divert my effort into my existing customers, offer more consulting and one-on-one executive coaching with them. So again, I can't wait to share with you the updates of all of this.
So, I think yung question na lang dito, like you were asking, Dennis, yung mga forms na ginagamit, no?
Yeah, we discussed that. Sige, so
Okay, good.
let's go na dun sa work instructions. Pwede naman na one employee pa rin. It's just that, may kanya-kanyang pahat. Tapos may kanya-kanyang series of the requesting and the disbursement plan.
What are we unboxing today?
This is the books, physical books.
Yay!
So it's my first time to get hold of this. Hello. This is me.
Yay! That's you!
Wait. You have your name here.
That's me! Congratulations!
Siyempre, special ka. 500 ka na. So, bigay mo ako na. So, September.
Nice!
Ito na. So, good afternoon everyone. Thank you for coming. What I'm going to talk about today is about 360-degree plan blueprint using immersive video and then video transfer. So ERP, we're talking about say accounting pa lang. ERP kasi involves not only accounting, covers also procurement process, inventory management, manufacturing process, and what have you. So, medyo malalim yung ERP. But the accounting, the software, yung Snap, is only the accounting side, which is GLARAP, cash management. But kung gusto natin tumalon sa full ERP, yung, like I said, yung Odoo ang marirecommend ko doon.
Ang ERP na pala yung Britannic daw, yung Britannic na nalaman ko.
Yan, naririnig ko yung Britannica pero I'm not familiar of their this features, this scope of features. Pero yung Odoo, definitely is an ERP system.
Okay, sir. Sir Dennis, how about internships po?
Sorry.
Internships po.
Internships.
Yes.
Ano ba to? Online or on-site?
Pwede both, sir. We actually have online partner na din po, yung Analytics and Artificial Intelligence Association po. They do online for our students po.
Sa internship lang kasi, what's this? I mean, I'm open to it naman, but I don't think I can accommodate the volume of students because the business that I run, I'm talking about the business that I run or, just training them, not necessarily actual jobs.
Training under your company, I guess, sir.
Yeah, under my company. My company kasi is a consulting company. So, yung which I do maraming business process reviews, jobs analysis and documentations, actually up to ISO certifications. But I can actually, get internships to teach them also and give tasks regarding sa documentation. It's just that, like I said, I don't think I can accommodate volume of students kasi siguro mga 3 to 5 at a time pwede.
Oh, yes, sir. Okay. Where are you based po, Sir Dennis?
I'm based in Lipa, Batangas.
Okay.
Then, kung the students are willing to go here and then get apartment here, then good.
Yes, sir. Some of them already are in other places in Mindanao, and some of them will be in Visayas. I don't have one in Luzon area for now.
But I'm open because I have a co-working space here, so they can actually go here every day. I have a big space here that I can accommodate them physically. Pero yun nga, probably max na yung 5.
Yes, sir. Dennis.
I mean, once I teach you naman na on how to use it, which we can cover during the faculty training, then you can use it.
So I guess that's it. I will polish this out and
Those who just arrived, please do not forget to register. The QR code is there. Anyway, without further ado, please allow me to introduce my idol and hopefully everyone's idol now. Okay, the one and only, the owner of Playground PH. Please welcome Mr. Dennis Hilario. Hindi ko na binasa yung introduction.
Thank you, Mikey. For your info lang, Mikey is the OG mentor, no? Siya nagturo sa akin ng sales and basically sales. Nakuha ko sa kanya no dead air. Yeah.
Oo, no.
Yun, so good afternoon and thank you for coming here, no? Kahit mabagyo, nagsimula na. No? Hopefully, humina siya, tumila, no? After. Okay. Yes, Mike. Do I need to take this?
Oh, dead air.
No, dead air. Okay, can you see the screen? Okay, good. So, again, welcome. No, I see some familiar faces. No, si Mentor Mark and Mentor Mary. No, shout out. So, our topic today is the 360-degree brand blueprint. So, hindi po yan coincidence, no? Kasi Insta360. So, what's this? Ang main message natin today is using immersive video to tell your brand story. So again, my name is Dennis Hilario, and thank you Insta360 for sponsoring this event. Alright, so let's start with the question. Ano ba talaga yung branding, no? Lagi natin naririnig yan. I think some of us are declaring Now we have established a certain brand. It can be our company, our business, or our personal brand. No. In the right section, I have grouped 2 sets of logos. No. I'm sure most of you familiar dun sa logos. No. Meron dito sa baba and meron dito sa taas. No. So, ba't ko ba siya pinaghiwalay? All of us, may kanya-kanya tayong perspective or emotions, no? Pag nakakita tayo ng isang brand. Okay? In my case, I mean, it might be a different case in your perspective, no? When I see Marriott and Hilton, I don't feel anything. Okay? I don't feel any distinction between the two. No? And also, City and HSBC, pag tininin ko rin siya, wala rin nagre-resonate sa akin na message, no? Maybe some of you, may reklamo sa Citibank or sa Citi, so may nagre-resonate sa inyo. But in my case, sa akin wala, no? And same thing with SM, Supermarket, and Robinsons. It doesn't matter to me, no, kung sino yung bibilang ko. No? Because again, wala nagre-resonate sa akin between the two brands, no? But yung brands doon sa taas, as you can see, of course, Insta is here, no? Ano ba yung nagre-resonate sa akin when I see Insta360? No? So to me, they are the pioneers in a 360 camera. No? So at the top of my mind, if I think of a 360 camera, si Insta ang naiisip ko. No? Same goes with a premium athletic wear. At the top of my head, it's Nike. Premium gadgets naman, for me, is Apple. No? Starbucks is, premium customer service. Kasi every time na pumapasok ako, kilala ko ni Starbucks. No? And favorite ko rin ng cappuccino, no? Ng Starbucks. So, my point here is that, sabi ko nga dito, your brand is more than a logo. No? It's actually a promise and an experience. No? Kasi yun yung common misconception. Kung sinabing brand building, by default, what we think about is creating a logo. Which is again, we should change that mindset. No? It has to be a clear values and stories that make you or your brand memorable. Okay? Alright, so ano ba yung 360-degree brand blueprint framework? No? Actually, it's my own framework. No, this was not copied from anyone. This is based on my experience. No? So, divided siya into 3 steps. The first step is to identify your core message / story. Okay. The question is, what should you say, and why? Why do I need to build a brand? No. So I think that's the first step that we have to think about. Of course, obviously, many businesses are building a brand so they can sell their products and services, for income or revenue growth. Another reason is I just want to express myself. I'm an artist. Gusto ko lang i-express yung emotions ko and feelings. So, I want to build that brand. So, a musician can be a brand, no? Like yung logo kanina, Metallica. Yun. Nagre-resonate sa akin yan because when I was in high school, yan ang tinutugtog namin, no? Metallica. Yan. So again, it doesn't have to be related to business. Okay? It can be a self-expression or it can be an itch to entertain or make people laugh. No? Yun yung core purpose of building my brand. Yung second step is choosing your channels. Where to show. obviously before digital era, no, we are publishing sa mga newspapers, no, sa mga magazines, no. But today, in today's era, marami na tayong options when it comes to channels, no. Okay. And then third is create engaging moments, no. How to show it. How to deliver our message. What is the framework in telling our story. Okay. So that's the third step in my framework. Okay. So question now is, how do I know this? No, maybe most of you has not seen me yet. No? But a quick backstory lang. Sabi nga ni Mikey, no, we started the business back in 2001. It's a software company. I founded it and ran it for 20 years. Nung pandemic kasi, I made the decision to somehow semi-retire. I sold that software company. No? But the history of the company is we developed software. We sold it. We implemented across 500 plus small SMEs here in the Philippines, namely sina 7-Eleven, Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf, Department of Trade and Industry, and what have you. No? And I led the brand and marketing initiatives of the company. So that's where I learned initially how to build the brand. No? Of course, yung training ni Mikey kasama doon. Training niya sa akin, I mean. Yun. And then, after that, nung pandemic time, I got bored kasi nga, wala akong ginagawa. So, I got a consulting engagement with the warehousing and fulfillment provider for e-commerce brands, no? With over 150 employees. So, I led yung pag-develop ng brand identity of that company, and I led the digital marketing initiatives of the company, no? But, I think, yung pinakang naging avenue ko for delivering my message as a brand is during 2020, lahat tayo stuck sa bahay. So I started creating content. So I founded this platform. I call it Digital Transformation Academy, where I made content about mostly business education. You know. It's a personal brand with, right now, I have about total of 50,000 plus subscribers across all channels. Now, you can see me in Facebook, IG, YouTube, Spotify, and whatnot. No? Hindi siya ganun kadami compared to mga viral influencers. But I'll give you a reason why. No? But what I'm proud of is that 20% of my subscribers, or equivalent of 10,000 of them, are paying subscribers. Because I've been selling business courses. And to date, in my statistics, nasa 10,000 na ang enrollees. No? These are paid enrollees. Ang average fee of my course is about 3,300 pesos. And at the present, like Mikey mentioned, we currently run this business. The Playground PH is actually our hub. And Mentora PH naman, it's a mentoring platform. We have gathered mentors here in this platform with different mentors. You can find it sa theplaygroundph.co/coaching. Para siyang on-demand mentoring service platform. And then I also do business consulting with anything about business optimization. All right. Okay, let's talk about the first step. Like I mentioned, is how to identify your core message or your story. I don't know kung kita ba. Okay. So the first step is choose your content type. Okay. Kasi maraming klaseng content di ba? Pero ang two major content is entertainment or humor. Pwede mong i-categorize sa humor. Second is education, which is what I do. ang kagandahan sa entertainment and humor, it has a higher chance of virality. Kasi it is targeting, any profile. Sila naman ng tao natatawa, di ba? Or na-entertain. Yun namang education is, it has higher chance of selling offers. If you are selling something, a product or a service, education is the way to go. No? Though, for me, ang pinakang magandang positioning is hybrid. Meaning, yung tinatawag nilang edutainment. I'm sure some of you have heard that term, education and entertainment combined, or hybrid approach. That's why recently, actually for the past 5 years, what I do usually is talking head. I just talk about, about my knowledge and experience in business, sharing tips. But recently, nag-try na ako ulit mag-vlog, So yung parang behind the scenes storytelling. So again, you have to choose saan ka po position. Do you want to do you want to entertain, or do you want to educate, or do you want to combine them as hybrid approach? Yung second step in identifying your core message or defining your core message is to choose your rallying point. Yung rallying point, actually, recently, nag-rally sa EDSA ulit. Nag-rally sila to, patalsikin or itigil ng corruption. Similarly, if you're building your brand, you have to have like some type of belief, or a mission about your brand. It's a team that holds your content together. What's that one message na gusto mong i-rally? Okay. In my case, actually, makikita mo yun sa messaging ng Playground is having a feel-good business movement. Kasi based on my experience and based on the experience of my customers, nagbibusiness sila pero lagi silang stressed. So, but if you can define something in your business, or you can run your business at the same time having the mindset na it's your lifestyle, then you can achieve the feel-good type of career or business. So yun yung rallying point ko. Usually makikita natin yan sa mga tagline ng mga brands. Diba? Yun yung second. Yung third is, you have to clarify the pain point you solve for your audience or your dream nila na gusto nilang i-fulfill. Okay? If you are a comedian or yung tone of voice mo is medyo humor, So, of course, ang tinatry nating i-solve dito is yung lungkot, Kasi nagpapatawa tayo, okay? In my case, again, what I solve is the business pain points. Actually, I'm not targeting startups. I target people who already have a business and they want to optimize. So I am specific in that particular niche, businesses who want to scale, not people who want to start business. And then again, you have to align your story with the aspirations ng audience na gusto mong i-target. Alright? Kasi when your content type, again, education or entertainment, and then your rallying point, and yung audience dream are all aligned, yung tatlong yon, then your brand becomes magnetic. And I'll tell you later yung benefit of establishing a good brand. Why would we want to improve our brand? Okay. So yun yung first step of the 360-degree framework. Second step is choose your channel. So saan tayo pipili ng platform, So meron ako dito parang table. Yung column niya is short form video, long form, then we have the photo or text, Yung benefit kasi ng short form video these days especially is it helps you get discovered. Alright? So, kung nagsisimula pa lang tayo, I would recommend to start doing short form videos. Kasi yung chances mo of, especially sa TikTok algorithm, yung chances mo to get discovered, malaki. No? Unlike sa Facebook, mas maliit na ng konti kasi mas saturated ang Facebook. Though I still recommend to still use Facebook. No? And then second, yung long form, which establishes your depth and authority. Your brand's depth and authority. No? And as we all know, YouTube naman and Spotify ang commonly ginagamit na platform for long form videos. No? And then sa photo and text naman, sino dito ang gumagamit na ng mga chat GPT? Okay, most of us, di ba? Actually, kahit na, parang napanood ako recently na mas malaki na yung percentage na gumagamit ng chat GPT kaysa Google. Now, ang benefit if we still use photo and text, which is the main platform is blog and also email, is that mas malaki yung chance mo naman na ma-recommend ka ng AI. Before, malaki yung chance mong mag-tap dun sa search sa Google. Similarly, if nagbablog ka, yung BIA, not the vlog, no? Pag nagbablog ka, malaki din yung chance mo na ma-discover din ng AI. And if you are doing all of this, mas malaki din, lalo na yung chance mo na ma-recommend ka ng mga ChatGPT, Gemini, and what have you. No? So dito, chinikan ko lang yung common platform for short-form videos, long-form. Pero ideally, if you have the bandwidth to be present to all of this, meaning sa Facebook, meron ka short-form, may long-form, may photo and text. Sa YouTube, meron tayong YouTube Shorts. Of course, long-form, meron ding posting doon. TikTok, same thing. Kung kaya natin gawin na maging visible to all channels, then better for our brand. No? And again, I will tell you why later. Right? Any questions so far? Okay. Ito na pala, meron na pala. Ito na pala yung benefit. Okay. So ano ba yung benefit of the 360-degree approach? Meaning, we are present to all channels. Number one is consistency across all touch points. No? Kasi may mga users na, like me, naging habit ko na rin tumingin sa lahat ng platform. No? Facebook, TikTok, what have you. No? And I'm sure, yung mga Gen Alpha natin is same thing. No? So we create unified brand story kahit saan tayo na magpunta o kahit saan pumunta yung audience natin. Ano? Second is yung repurposing efficiency. Pag sinabing repurpose kasi, usually yan yung meron tayong long form video, kinakat natin yung highlights of that into a bite-sized short form. So you don't need to refilm it, di ba? Okay, so nare-repurpose natin siya and ipopost natin to all channels. No? Third is increase perceived authority and trust. Kung visible tayo everywhere, it will make us look established na. And at the same time, people assume that you're a leader in your niche and that will be your competitive edge. Kasi you are outworking your competitors, hence, then you outwin them. No? May term ba na outwin? So, again, that's another benefit. No? And then last but not the least is long-term equity. If you're visible to all channels, and then we have consistent content across multiple channels, and feed search and AI engines, again, there's a big chance that we can be found organically doon sa Google search engines and AI platforms, no, chat platforms. Okay. All right, so that's the second approach. And then the third is creating engaging moments. Paano ba? How do we show ourselves or our brand sa sa ating target audience, no? Alright, so now, again, we are talking about mostly, ang highlight talaga dito is video content marketing, no? Because to me, I'm always a believer of videos, no? Probably 80 to 90% of my own content are videos, no? And sabi natin, ang common message is that the best camera to use is the one you have with you, no? Kasi tayo may baka masyado tayong ano ba dapat camera ang gagamitin ko, no? But usually, kung meron tayong mga moment na sayang di ko nadala yung camera ko, of course we have our phones, no? Then again, that's the best camera to use in that particular moment, no? So one tip in how to generate content is you document. Instead, ang mindset natin is we are documenting our experiences, no? Kasi minsan, ipang mindset natin, kailangan ko mag-create ng script, kailangan ko mag-create ng content calendar, and what have you, doon nagkakaroon ng procrastination eh. Diba? Exactly. So, but if our mindset is that everything that I do, I'll just be authentic and just document it, and then focus on capturing what you're already doing, no? In my case, my typical day-to-day is I do mentoring online. So instead of me a talking head doing a monologue, I just capture that moment, yung 1 hour mentoring session, and then I just cut kung ano yung mga highlights of that 1 hour conversation. And that's the content. And most of my purchases sa course are coming from that type of content. Okay? Kasi it's more authentic eh. Diba? Another example of documenting instead of creating is the behind the scenes of what you do. So, for example, in Mikey's case, you're setting up the marketing for this event, you can record the behind the scenes of it, and that's a content, di ba? Okay. Yung second naman na point dito,
Makain nga ng content na
yeah, makain lang, no? Second point here in how to show your brand is by doing batch creation. Are we familiar with that? No. So, in my case, every Tuesday, morning, 8 a.m., sinusulat ko na yung content ko for the entire week, and pinifilm ko na siya for the entire week, no? Nagpapalit na ako ng damit. Pero in reality, akala mo, akala mo isang linggo siyang shoot, pero ano lang yun. Actually, usually 1 hour of writing the scripts, and then 1 hour of filming. That's it. The rest of the editing sa mga VAs, no? Yun. And then third type of showing is live streaming. Okay? Maybe some of you have heard na ang trend talaga ngayon is live selling, mga ganun, live streaming. Because live content is not about perfection. So nakikita kasi ng audience natin na we are authentic and very raw, walang editing, no? Again, it makes your audience feel like they're in the room with you, and that intimacy accelerates trust and loyalty. Kasi hindi scripted eh, di ba? Yun. Okay, so itong mga techniques na to in how to create is something, and then another aspect naman is what is your storytelling technique, no? Kasi that's another aspect, no? Meron tayong system, ito kanina is a system on how to create. How to create your content. Ito naman is the format, no, of your storytelling. And I have 5 story arcs, no, or storylines. Number 1 is setup. Okay? Actually, it's the same thing sa mga movies, no. May kita mo yan, may setup. Ang view niya is yung wide angle to see kung nasaan ka. and then medium shot, and then close up, no? But again, introduce the scene and the characters. You, kung ikaw yung main subject, or your client, kung yung client nyo yung main subject, no? And the second is desire. Ano ba yung desire ng main character? Make clear what the hero wants, no? Ano bang dream niya? Ano bang outcome yung gusto niyang ma-achieve, no? In my case, halimbawa, may problema sa employee yung business owner, ang gusto niyang ma-achieve is, paano ko ba isosolve yung pala absent kong employee, no? Yun. So, yung susunod doon is the conflict. Show that obstacle or challenge standing in the way. So that will create tension, ano? And parang nagkakaroon ka ng desire na tapusin yung kwento because bitin ka eh, di ba? May conflict. And then next is the shift, ano? Paano niya na-solve yung challenge niya to achieve the desire. And then lastly is the takeaway. Ano ba yung lesson or moral na tutunan mo in that story? So usually when I think about my content, especially now that I'm doing my weekly vlogs, is that I always think about the main story arc, and then I also think about small story arcs, no, within. Makikita mo din yan eh sa mga movies, no? Merong main story, pero some characters may maliliit na stories. Something like that, no? Ito, for example, this was my vlog mga 2-3 weeks ago, no? Like, ang setup ko is me juggling with many businesses, tasks, and projects while trying to stay productive. That's the setup. And then my desire is I wanted to be more intentional and focusing on the right tasks. Kasi masyado na ako nai-stress. Paano ako magkakaroon ng system para hindi ako masyadong stress, no? So that's my desire, no? Ang conflict ko is that yes, may nakikita, may nababasa akong mga systems, pero nagiging obsessed din ako dun sa the way to solve it kasi may pagka-OC ako eh, no? So, meron akong app na gagamitin and then lagi kong chine-check yung app. I'm being anxious about checking the app all the time to see kung meron ba ako nami-miss. So, that's my storyline. Ang naging shift is that I asked Leslie to let's experiment. Ikaw na lang kaya mag-aako nitong phone ko at mag-manage ng mga task doon. Diba? That's the shift. And then lastly, the takeaway is that essentialism is not about just doing less work, but also creating space for your best work. So, ibig sabihin, binigyan ko ng space yung sarili ko para makapag-focus talaga ako. Kaysa yung tingin ako ng tingin dun sa to do app, no? So yun, that's a true story. And I am documenting yung aking struggle 2 weeks ago about that particular subject, no? So that's again just one example, no? Another example is, and marami nagtuturo, in brand building, when you're introducing, you're the hero, no? If it's a founder story, may tinatawag kasi na content na the founder story. Pero after that, make your customers the hero, and you are the guide, no? So again, another example. 8 years ago, I met a husband and wife running a construction business. Hindi to korapa. So, built on grit and instinct. They want to plan ahead. No? Kasi nag-iisip na sila ng future kasi medyo may edad na. That's the setup. Okay? Ang desire nila, yung asawang babae, piniprepare nila yung company para sa mga anak. Okay? Yun yung desire nung customer. True story to. Ang conflict is that yung asawa niyang lalaki is medyo conservative. Ayaw niya ng change, no? He resisted change kasi ni-introduce ko yung automation, eh, no? And he felt yung mga software daw hindi naman necessary, no, sa disruption kasi nag-work naman siya for decades, no? That's the conflict. Until ang naging shift niya is that kasi kumbaga, nakikialam na rin yung anak na panganay, ang naging shift is may na-miss na deadline. And nag-trigger yun ng domino effect sa project, hindi sila nakakolekta, and wala silang idea kasi wala silang software. No? So yun yung naging shift. So that na-open yung conversation na mag-implement na ng software. In our company provides that before. So ang takeaway na ngayon is, nung in-implement na yung system, yung children run operations na with clarity, kasi meron na silang data, and nag-improve na yung business nila. So, that's how I tell my story naman when it comes to, yung ino-offer kong consulting and the company that I ran before. So, going back, how to show is the system, kasi kailangan mo ng sistema to generate content, no? And then the way to do yung storytelling mo naman is another aspect. And again, these examples are the real examples that I did during in my content creation era. Okay. I think ito yung main pain point talaga ng mga taong gusto mag-content eh. Do you agree? Consistency is really the secret ingredient in brand building. Many of us probably now after this talk I'm motivated to create content. You do it in a day or two, and then or after a week the most, then hindi mo na after a week tumigil ka na. Maraming ganon story. Me, I show up regularly and I was able to do that because when I started, talaga ang authentic talaga na purpose is to document yung 20 years plus kong experience, Kaya ako I wrote books, I create content. Gusto ko lang i-document kasi sayang eh. 'Di ba? Pag may nangyayari na sa akin o tumanda na tayo, sayang yung knowledge and experience na yun eh. Might as well share it, 'di ba? So that's my motivation, Then second is maganda din na sabi ko logo is not the sole factor when it comes to branding, but it's also important, like colors, visuals, and then at the same time it's also important na we deliver our promise. Hindi ibig sabihin meron ka lang promise pero hindi mo ginagawa, di ba? So you also have to deliver your products and services consistently, and then reinforce your values and story so they stick. Okay, sabi ko kanina may question akong iniwan doon. Ano ba yung outcome kapag in-improve natin yung brand natin? So to me, this is, again, based on my own experience. Hindi naman ako nag-flex, pero ito talaga yung reality. So I was able to achieve, exponentially, 10x my revenue. I beat competition, less outreach effort. Before, alam ni Mike ito, we're doing outreach, emails, etc. But today, because of this consistent content, people come to me. As in, daily is asking for my services. Alam ni Mary to, nasan si Mary? Because Mary is an owner of a virtual assistant agency, and I hired some of her VAs, and some of her VAs, sila yung dinedelegate ko yung messenger, So as in on a daily basis people are coming to me and asking for my services. I'm not the one reaching out to them. So in effect that lowers your cost of acquisition over time kasi hindi mo na kailangan laging mag-outreach effort, And then kung ka naman, if you aim to get brand deals and affiliate marketing, then it will boost your trust and credibility, and brands and affiliates will come to you for partnerships. So yun yung outcome, yun yung pwede nating tingnan na goal to motivate us do the branding. Improve our branding. All right.